there's there's a book called The Art of War, and it started making me looking and examining of what I was looking at the whole time, about what people actually look down upon, but actually is the way people at the way wars are supposed to be fought. And a lot of people address wars and fights from a moral standpoint. They get out here, put their morals in it, don't hit below the belt. There's a moral way of fighting. Let's fight, shake hands, and go home. Fight with honor. And I gotta lace you up with the knowledge of 3 things that people probably look down upon in fighting, but in this is the way people win. This is the way people win over you. This is the way you keep losing. This is the way everybody else keep losing. Acknowledge the unk. So I'm gonna go into it. Number 1, sneak dissing. Everybody probably hate the shit out of sneak dissing. Like, literally. Sneak dissing is like one of the most fuck boy shit, because in your mind you thinking you need to come to me direct. Don't sit here, don't think to yourself that that you can come for me, and you a pussy if you gotta do it under the table. You got a pussy if you a pussy if you gotta do a drive-by and all that. This sneak shit. What they don't tell you about sneak dissing is it's like playing chess. It's a mind game. Playing checkers, you're straightforward. But playing mind games is the way you can see where the other person's mind is at in this scenario. If you sneak dissing about me and I have no conscience that it's about me, that might mean that whatever I did to you or whatever I did that you're dissing about, it wasn't intentional. Somebody might have had to bring it to my attention, then maybe I can come address to you real, like, hey, look, did you say this about me? Let me clear this shit up, because I have no point. The best wars to win is not to fight at all. So when somebody sneak diss you and you respond to it without nobody's helping, that you can see where they talking about you, 9 times out of 10 you gotta address yourself, like, am I guilty of what they sneak dissing about? It's sneak dissing. So hated, so looked down upon, yet so effective. Sneak dissing is like fishing, and somebody actually comes and they take the bait. And if you take the bait, then you know exactly what they're talking about. To counteract a sneak diss is no response, meaning that if it's not directed, it's not respected, so it gets rejected. If somebody throwing something and they hide their fingers and it lands on you, that never hit you. You might as well just walked under a tree and got hit by an acorn or some shit like that. Shit in life hits you. So with the understanding of what's going on, that'll be the way that sneak dissing is fishing. Don't take the bait. That's the way to counteract a sneak diss. Never respond to it. I don't care if they start getting blatant to the point they literally start to say your name. Before you even think about responding, look at the trails of sneak diss. Like, okay, this person trying to get my attention. Ignoring and disdaining things you can't have, which is the 48 laws of power, you give them no power and they'll hate you. You can literally beat a person up. But to ignore a person, because we're so egotistic. We live in this ego. We live in the flesh. We live in the ego. So if you getting ignored, then I will hate you a lot worse, because the ego heals from a physical bruising, but not tactical. The second thing is there's no rules in war. You go into a boxing match, it's heavily set up. We use our fists. We don't hit below the belt. No cheap shots, stuff like that. But in real war, there are no rules, and that's why we as a people are losing in life, because we're trying to honor a rule or honor a code. There is no code. There's cheap shots being thrown at you. Your food is being tampered with. Your TV, your music, everything. Every time you turn around, there is a landmine full of weapons that you're consuming. There are no rules in war. There's no rule in a street fight. You have to protect yourself at literally all times. You have to protect yourself at all times in every single area. If you leave one spot vulnerable, that's where they're going to attack. We like to come from a moral place and say, yo, we don't need to fight like this. This is how bitches do it. We need to adjust our thinking in this mind of war and think there's no rules. There's no high grounds. Nothing's off limit, because the word war is very powerful. You cannot go into war thinking this person gonna come from a more. I've been in situations where I thought, man, you know what? He's low or she's low, but she's not gonna stoop that low. And you're dead wrong. They will stoop that low. You know why? Because you think they won't. You got to really be on your shit, because war, the smartest thing to do is not to go to war, because people get hurt, people die. War is bad for business. We literally don't want a war, but war is necessary when shit get too far out of hand, where if you don't go to war, you're gonna be conquered. The thing is to find peace between the two and say, you know what? Let's not war. Let's coexist on this planet without dealing with each other. Just shake hands, agree to disagree, and move on. But when you're constantly under attack and you do nothing, then you have to understand there will be some things that go amiss. The third is deception. That is the root of war. Deception. That's the way you win your war, is deception. Where they think you're going to attack, that's where you don't attack. Where they don't think you're going to attack, that's where you attack. When they think you're far away, you got to be close. If they think you're close, you got to be far away. If they think you're small, that's where you got to be big. If they think you're too big, is where you got to be small. Is when they think you're too fast, you got to be slow. If they think you're too slow, that's when you got to be fast. You have to be very deceptive, because war is not nobody's friend. You have to be a deceiver when it comes to war. You have to. You're getting deceived every day. I guarantee you, and I'm no deception. I'm drinking this Powerade right here, but I guarantee you, if I look up enough of these ingredients on this bottle, I will find something that's self-destructing me. If you look deep into stuff, for real, you may be able to find something that's self-destructive to whatever your nature is. You can find something. You definitely can find something. It's not hard. It's definitely not hard. So there is a book called The Art of War, and it goes in deeper about the art of war. It goes in a lot deeper, but you have to understand how to fight in this game. Understand how it goes. Always remember, sneak dissing ain't nothing but fishing. The best revenge is swim by the bait, don't take it. Number 2, no rules. And number 3, you have to be a deception. That's how wars are supposed to be fought. It's a lot deeper than that, but I thought I'd give it to you. And just because I'm a channel of peace doesn't mean that I'm against fighting all across the board. I never said that. There'll come a time in your life where you're going to fight, and I don't even just mean physical. Every day you wake up into this egotistical, self-centered world, be prepared to fight, because you got to fight on your hands. You got to fight for your life, your chakras, your third eye. You got to fight for your rights. You got to fight for your family. You have to fight. It's a war zone out here. Get armed. Get dangerous. But continue to embrace greatness and walk in positivity, and let the light in you shine so bright that it illuminate the path for others to see it in themselves.